We need to talk about Selena Gomez because her recent comments about the models she works with for her makeup brand Rare Beauty have stirred up quite a reaction. People were not happy with what she said, feeling it came across the wrong way, and now she's facing a lot of criticism. Let's break down everything that's been happening and what everyone is saying. Selena was interviewed at Fortune's Most Powerful Women Summit, where she talked about her brand Rare Beauty. Over the years, Rare Beauty has become extremely successful, not just because of its products, but because of its message around mental health and self-love. Unlike many celebrity brands, Rare Beauty has focused on encouraging people to embrace their unique qualities rather than chasing unrealistic beauty standards. The brand promotes confidence in everyday life, celebrating individuality instead of just the polished supermodel look. During the interview, Selena made a comment that didn't land the way she probably intended. She said something along the lines of, "We don't use models. We use people who feel like they could be your best friend. I want something real." She was clearly trying to highlight the real people, real beauty message that Rare Beauty has always promoted. She even added that this approach isn't unique to her brand, but is becoming more common in the beauty industry. She said, "I think if anything, so many brands have been doing this. It's not just us. I'm really proud to see brands moving in the same direction." Her intentions seem to be praising the industry for including more relatable, everyday faces rather than just conventional models. However, many people didn't see it that way. Some thought Selena was unintentionally criticizing professional models, making them feel undervalued. The models featured by Rare Beauty are chosen because they represent diversity and relatability, which is exactly what the brand stands for. But when Selena said she doesn't use models, it raised questions about how those models themselves might feel. Were they not real models? Some people interpreted her words as dismissive, thinking she was putting herself above other brands and their models. One TikTok user tried to clarify, saying, "I think what she means is that Rare Beauty doesn't use famous or traditional models. They feature everyday people, so you can imagine yourself using the products. It's about inclusivity, not celebrities." Despite that, some models felt invalidated, interpreting Selena's comments as implying they weren't real models simply because they don't fit the stereotypical beauty standard. This sparked a larger conversation online about what it really means to be a model today. One model who has worked with Rare Beauty since 2024 shared how hurtful the comment was. Asking to remain anonymous, she told the US media that she cried after hearing Selena speak. She explained, "I was already having a tough day and feeling emotional. I was nervous about some career things, and then I saw that clip of her saying, 'I'm not even a real model.' It came at the worst possible time because I started questioning my path. I thought working with Rare Beauty would be a big opportunity for me, and then to hear that made me feel like I wasn't enough." Being selected for a Rare Beauty campaign is a huge opportunity for any model. It's a brand sold in stores like Sephora, and having Selena Gomez's backing can be a major career milestone. But when the founder says the brand doesn't use real models, it can unintentionally make the people involved feel like they're being chosen for the wrong reasons. Instead of feeling proud of being featured, they might feel diminished or overlooked, as if their professional work isn't valid. Online, people were quick to react. One TikTok portrayed the scenario from the model's perspective. POV, "You just booked your first big campaign with Rare Beauty and are thrilled. Then you hear Selena say, 'We don't use models,' and suddenly feel like you're not a real model." This clip summed up what many were feeling. The excitement of landing, a major campaign quickly turning into doubt and hurt over the wording used. Some people came to Selena's defense, saying she didn't intend to insult anyone. Supporters explained that she was likely referring to traditional supermodels, the ones who represent unrealistic beauty standards, and not criticizing the diverse, relatable models Rare Beauty actually hires. They argued that she was emphasizing her brand's mission to represent natural, everyday beauty rather than glossy, unattainable perfection. Even with that clarification, the discussion remains heated because the words still struck a nerve. The core of the issue is that how something is said matters just as much as what is said. Selena was promoting inclusivity and relatability, but her phrasing unintentionally made professional models feel excluded or undervalued. The debate highlights a broader conversation in the fashion and beauty industry: how to redefine what a model is and how to celebrate all types of beauty without making anyone feel less than. Rare Beauty has always stood for mental health and self-love, encouraging people to embrace who they are instead of comparing themselves to idealized images. The brand features models who are diverse in age, ethnicity, body type, and style. This is meant to show that beauty isn't one size fits all. Yet, Selena's words unintentionally created the opposite effect for some, making them question their career choices and the value of their work. It's a delicate balance. On one hand, Rare Beauty's message is powerful. Beauty comes in all forms, and everyone should feel represented. On the other hand, professional models, who often work extremely hard to maintain their careers and embody creativity, felt dismissed. The conversation online reflects this tension. Some argue that Selena's approach is progressive and positive, while others feel that her comments undermined the very people helping bring her brand's vision to life. Ultimately, this situation shows how influential words can be. especially when coming from a public figure like Selena Gomez. She has the power to shape beauty standards and challenge norms, but even well-meaning statements can unintentionally hurt people. The key takeaway is that communication matters. Phrasing, context, and sensitivity are crucial, especially when discussing professional work and personal identities. During the panel, Selena Gomez explained, "The reason we go for more commercial-looking models is because it makes our brand more approachable." But, as usual, the internet reacted instantly. On platforms like Twitter and TikTok, people started saying, "She's calling us chopped," or "She's dissing high-fashion models." But that might just be people projecting their own insecurities onto her words. What Selena was really saying is that rare beauty features more commercial models, the type you see in catalogs and mainstream advertising, not high-fashion runway models. It's easy to misinterpret her words, especially since she's not a professional speaker. Selena is a Disney alum, and her phrasing isn't always perfect. But if you think about what she meant, she was simply saying that her campaigns highlight relatable, everyday people, rather than models who represent a very elite, high-fashion world. She wasn't insulting anyone personally. Still, the way she said it didn't sit well with everyone. Some people online felt attacked or undervalued. Selena has said in the past that rare beauty doesn't use models, but that isn't completely accurate. The brand does hire professional models, people who are signed to agencies and have worked in fashion and beauty before. What she meant was that rare beauty doesn't focus on traditionally idealized models, the ones that might set unrealistic beauty standards. Unfortunately, her wording accidentally offended some of the models she's worked with. In simple terms, what Selena probably intended to say was, "We don't hire the typical high-fashion, conventionally perfect models." Even though that still sounds awkward, at least it clarifies that rare beauty is about inclusivity and relatability, not rejecting professional work. High-fashion models are rare, and rare beauty is choosing a different path that celebrates diversity and realism. Despite the backlash, Selena hasn't let it affect her. She recently celebrated her brand's impact and achievements on Instagram. She shared about the Rare Impact Fund benefit, reflecting on how far the brand has come in the past 5 years. What started as a dream to make mental health resources accessible for young people has grown into a global network of organizations, leaders, and supporters, helping change lives every day. Selena highlighted that the Rare Impact Fund now supports 30 nonprofit organizations around the world. These range from crisis centers and school programs to community spaces where young people can meet, connect, and grow. She thanked everyone who has contributed in any way, saying that together they're creating a world where every young person can get the mental health support they need. She described her feelings as, "My heart is full," which was an understatement given the work being done. She has also limited comments on her posts, which she explained last year was for her own mental health. It's easy to understand why, considering how intense the online criticism can get. Recently, after releasing a new music video for her song "Nobody Wants This," people were making negative comments about her appearance, including some screenshots from the video. Even Grimes came to Selena's defense on X, pointing out how unfair and misleading those criticisms were. Someone had written, "In South Korea, anyone with extra money can get cosmetic procedures easily. But in the US, even millionaire celebrities risk looking unnatural." Grimes responded strongly, saying she had spent just 2 days online and was already overwhelmed. She defended Selena, explaining that the video only had a few unusual shots that were exaggerated online. She emphasized that Selena looks beautiful, and that imagining someone publicly judging her like this is shocking. Grimes also highlighted the impact on young girls who might read such comments and feel insecure themselves. She argued that the internet culture allowing this kind of dehumanization is harmful, and accounts that promote mass body shaming should not be tolerated. Despite the drama, some people did question why Grimes didn't just ask Elon Musk to change X's policies, but others kept the focus on supporting Selena, and agreed that no one deserves such harsh online criticism. Limiting comments on her posts makes sense in that context. It's a way to protect her mental health from unnecessary negativity. In short, this past week has been full of discussions about Selena's comments on models. Her words went viral, sparked debates, and led to public defenses like Grimes coming to her side. But the bigger story is about the balance between inclusivity, representation, and how words can be misunderstood. Rare Beauty continues to celebrate everyday people and challenge unrealistic beauty ideals, and Selena keeps pushing her mission forward despite online criticism. It's a reminder that even celebrities with the best intentions can face backlash if their words aren't perfectly clear, and that online culture often amplifies misunderstandings. But Selena's focus remains on mental health advocacy, celebrating diversity, and building a brand that makes people feel represented and confident. Her message is ultimately positive, even if it gets lost in translation for some people online. The situation also highlights how we, as viewers, interpret celebrity statements and how easily miscommunication can escalate. People need to consider context and intent before jumping to conclusions. Selena's goal has always been to create a brand where real people feel included, where beauty is diverse and attainable, and where mental health is prioritized. The conversation around this episode shows how far the dialogue about beauty standards has come and how sensitive discussions around modeling and representation have become. At the end of the day, Selena's statement was meant to reinforce the inclusive, relatable approach of Rare Beauty. She wants the brand to be about everyday confidence and real people, not just high-fashion ideals. While some may have misunderstood her words, the intention was to celebrate uniqueness and authenticity. And despite the backlash, Selena keeps moving forward, highlighting her brand's achievements, supporting mental health, and advocating for a broader definition of beauty.